Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of ArmTalk. I'm your host, Jody Williams, and tonight, first guest of 2025. She's an awesome female puller. She's been competing for how long now?
About 4 years now.
4 years now. Seems like longer than that, but you've been competing for 4 years now. Everybody, Bethany, Happy New Year and welcome to the show.
So much, Jody. I appreciate it. Thanks for asking me on, and Happy New Year.
Yes. So tell me something. What does a typical practice look like for Bethany?
Oh, okay. Well, an arm wrestling practice. Of course, we're gonna warm up quite a bit. We're gonna warm up that upper body, but usually I'm gonna go ahead and pull with a guy because there's not too many women in this area, and usually that person's Doug.
Yeah.
And sometimes we go to some practices and stuff. So a lot of times, just going as long and as hard as I can. You try to stay in that nice tight position there, and try to build endurance as well.
Right. Because we're talking like, and let's talk about for a second arm wrestling couples, right? You got Ron Bath, Angie Rose. You got Gabby and Vitor. You got you and Doug. And tell me, when you guys are pumping each other up and you're in each other's corners when it comes to super matches, what does that dynamic look like when you're at home and you're getting ready to compete and stuff? I mean, is it like just you guys are like just ready to break through, or what? What does that look like?
It's a lot of fun, because we both have like the same goal and the same passion. So we push each other a lot. In the gym, I just, I always do the same workouts as Doug. And maybe our trainer, we're always strength training. And a lot of times he's rehabbing. So, and we're doing a lot of band work and things like that. So it's really great to have a partner that helps push you. And I push him because I always want to go to the gym.
Right.
Not the biggest fan working
That's
out.
a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
All right. First question of the night from my man Scott Evans in Utah. He says, Beth, how much time do you rest in between competitions?
Oh, well, I definitely give myself some resting time. I like to not pull at least a month leading up to it, unless I'm healthier, because I'm always still kind of torn down, especially pulling at a high caliber like I do. Like, I still think of myself as somewhat an amateur. I still got a lot to learn, but obviously I'm not an amateur if I'm pulling with these high level elite pullers. But I just feel like table time wise, I'm lacking a lot. These women are very technical, and I'm still trying to learn there every day. But I would, at least give it 2 weeks. But I'm thinking about in April going to IFA.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the round robins at the end of April. So it would give me like I haven't exactly done the math exactly how many days, but that's even a little close for me, especially to be pulling at such a high caliber.
Well, here, let me help you out. I believe obviously it's in Ohio in your backyard, so you should go. But if I'm not mistaken, April 7th and 8th, that weekend will be the IFA Nationals. And I want to say April 24th would be the round robin.
Yes. Yep.
So however you want to do the math with that as far as, rest time and train time. But there's an inside joke, Bethany, okay? Anytime I have a lady arm wrestler on my show, there's a certain someone for one reason or another cannot get on. So she has to ask me questions because I got my phone right here. She has to ask me a question. So this is she's watching the show, but for some reason she can't leave a comment. So here we go. Katie Marie, you know her, right? Okay. She says, does it make it harder dating someone that arm wrestles too, or does it make it easier mentally to get prepared when you have someone backing you at all times? Ooh, interesting question.
Yes, he's definitely my big support. Obviously, he's been in the sport for a long time as well, so he's a very good coach. He knows all the ins and outs about arm wrestling, how to train, and how to get strong and that connection. So it's very awesome. But emotionally, I am attached to him. So if he gets hurt, or if something vice versa. He's very emotionally attached to me. So if, say for instance, we both have super matches in the same day and one doesn't go well or we have an injury, that could definitely affect our match. So that's the only downside of it, but I love that we can share it together. It's great to have that support. I think it's amazing.
Well, since you brought that up, let's go ahead and segue that particular comment into my next question. So both you guys, Doug and yourself, you had super matches at the MAC 2 event that took place up in Ontario, correct?
Up in Canada. It was amazing.
Okay. Tell me the experience you two witnessed. I think Doug had 2 matches that day. You had a match, or did you have 2?
I just had one. He had 2. Yeah, he had 2 matches. Yeah. The matches went, the whole production was amazing. The way that major arm wrestling championships went down was awesome. What Ian and JJ are doing together is amazing. It was very professional, and the way that they treated the athletes was awesome. But it was definitely a lot with him having 2 matches and me one, and then him obviously, left-handed. He had something going on coming into it, so he wasn't 100%. He was already in some pain, so we were just trying to rehab him the best he could. So that was kind of draining. His left-hand match was, kind of a shock to his system and painful, I think. So it definitely affected his right-hand match. For mine, I guess I just need to get stronger if I want to beat Danielle, because she is strong, powerful.
Danielle, and last week I had Ian Carnegie on the show, and we were talking about, he asked me what do I thought of the event and stuff, and I was like, hey, you know what? I like what I saw. I think the tables will probably get, the thing is when you have events like that and it's brand new, and always, when you have one event, you got to go, okay, I like this. We can tweak that. We can do better on that. And then by the time the 5th version of Mac comes out, it'll be, going out like gangbusters. But I had Ian on the show, and I was like, you know what? Let's bring Wayne Withers on. He won the title. Bring him on there. Oh, there's Danielle. She commented. Bring her on there. So, when I brought them on there, and then it was like, okay, now I got the full picture, of what the event was about. So my question to you, as Lucky One's podcast says Bethany, so you have a big fan right there. Lucky's in the house. Would you consider going back?
Oh, absolutely. If they asked me back, I would go back in a heartbeat. Just to be a part of that production and how they treat the athletes. I would definitely train a little bit different going into it for the table, because it is a little bit different for me. And I would love to go back, though. I would definitely be honored to go back there. That would be awesome. Mm-hmm.
Let's tap into that for a second, because it's not like your standard table that we all, 7x7 inch on the elbow pad and stuff. And you can tell if you're coming off the front, the side, back, whatever. Tell us about this table. Like, was it how different was it for you when you put your elbow on? You're kind of going, okay, because now you have to like shift gears because the rules might be a little different because of the make of the table. What's your experience with that?
Yeah, there was a lot of we did get to see the table the day before, so I got a little bit of time on it. I wasn't concerned about elbow fouling at all. Like, that wasn't and I think that's what he's going for. Mm-hmm. I actually see some arm wrestling on that table, and I think it was good. I really liked it. Was the way that it was built. It was a good quality. Somebody did mention to me, like, hey, you should have been on a riser. And I was like, funny you say that, because I was on a riser. I'm just that short, and the table seemed a little bit taller. I do like to use my hip a lot when I'm on the table, and I definitely pry off the table with my hip. So I didn't do any of that with Danielle. I wish I tried to get in a good position with her, but she was very strong. The table definitely suits maybe like hookers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, you made a comment earlier, and you said something about you consider yourself, still amateur, but you compete against some of the big names in women's arm wrestling. And I'm like going, you know what? And for me, the way I take a step back and look at that, I say, you know what? I don't consider you a amateur. I consider you a veteran. 4 years. I mean, I don't know at what point does someone say, there's no certain, year range, because you can, be an amateur and pull 18 years if you only pull once a year, right? So the fact is, you've been involving yourself in some of these big time matches and stuff. And I think that's where you're getting your experience from. And so tell me if I'm wrong. I think that is the reason why I think you're not an amateur. If I'm wrong, by all means, correct me.
No, you're correct. I mean, obviously I'm competing with these high level women. I just feel like my table experience is still lacking, obviously, technically, and strap wise. Like I need so many more strap matches, to get an understanding on how
we got some technical difficulties. Stand by, everybody. Stand by.
You got me there? Hello, hello. Did I lose you?
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties, but so again, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were saying though?
No, I just meant like amateur wise, to some of these other women technically. There's so much yet that I still need to learn on the table wise, in a strap, how to use the strap properly to benefit me. Technically, I feel like I have so much to learn. It just benefits me that I'm strong and I have such a good coach that definitely teaches me how to use my strength to benefit me in arm wrestling. So that's been super helpful. But I feel like, every woman that I talk to, even veterans, they're like, I'm still learning something new all the time. So that's something that never stops, especially when you're going to an elite level in the sport, I think.
There you go. Katie Marie also says, I truly believe she's going to be a lot of trouble for the ladies. Bethany is a tank. So there you go. I got a question. For the first time ever, I'm going to ask this question to the ladies. So, you know how the guys get together when the tournament's over and we do the after pull, we're exchanging training tips, we're exchanging, workout stuff. We're getting together on, on the table and just kind of pulling. Do the ladies do that too? Because I don't pay attention because I'm doing my own stuff with the guys. Does that happen?
Absolutely. Yes. Right after Danielle and I's match, I went over and I gripped up with her and I'm like, I just got to figure out how to work on this, and she tells me how to train that and what she did a lot of training to lead up to this, and things like that. We're always trying to help each other and give each other pointers. We definitely like to arm wrestle. I mean, you'll definitely find us after pulling. Some of us, just be careful, I think, maybe after pulling just so they don't get injuries. But usually I'm like fangirling, hanging out with them all.
Okay, so I got a thing about that. And, you shouldn't fangirl or fanboy. I did it once. I did it once. And it was last year, but when you're going against, a Canadian multi-time provincial champion, national champion, world champion, and Canadian Hall of Famer, it's kind of hard not to, right? But, fangirling. And I always thought, you know what? You shouldn't have to because you're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Show that person that you're fangirling about, show them that, hey, I think I belong here, because then all of a sudden they'll pull you aside and go, Bethany, that was an awesome ass match. Keep doing what you're doing. I like that. Because now all of a sudden they say something like that to you, you ain't fangirling no more. You're like, oh, thank you. Oh, I'm ready to go back home and get back to the training. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, if that makes sense,
Yeah, absolutely. It's really cool, these invitationals, these round robins, because the heavyweights and the lightweights are all there and we all get to mingle. And you just get to meet some really awesome arm wrestlers. So just being around all of them, it's like, it's exciting.
And since we're talking about the round robins, the invitationals, right? Here's what I think. And I said this the last time I had some of the girls on the show. It's hard, and you know this, 4 years in the sport, you should know this. It's hard to go to a tournament and, okay, here's my weight class. And it's like going, oh, only get 3 people in, maybe 4, But I always thought when you have these round robins, now you're getting 12 people in there. So now it's like, oh, okay, cool. No, guess what? Now I'm really sticking my teeth because now I'm looking at the list. You kind of going, oh, okay, well, let's see here. Yeah, on paper, there's favorites. But at the end of the day, just know that favorite has to go through every single one of them pullers just like you do. So there is an outside chance, right? Yeah, depending on who you get in the first round, the middle round, or the last round makes a big difference because you were in it last year, were you not?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Take us back to that.
Yes. I really like the round robin style. That it's great I agree with them. When we can get 12 women in a competition, that's amazing. We don't get that very often. So that was really great. And then the talent that was there, your endurance is a big deal. If you get in a grinder, well, you might lose to the next girl because she's probably pretty good. So that was really good. I think I ended up placing 4th. Of course, I always have my eyes set on number 1. But there was some strong women there who kept me from that. And Danielle was one, and Merlene and Leanne. I mean, are very deserving of women arm wrestling, like the ranking and the hook. They belong to be there for an absolute reason. They're super strong and they're great and they train really hard for the sport of arm wrestling. So I respect them a lot, but I still want to beat them.
You know what? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Here, I'll go a step further. So tell me, where'd you place last year in the round robin?
I got 4th.
Okay, and this year it's left hand, correct?
This year's left hand, yes.
How good is your left?
I feel like my left is going to do better than my right. I actually have a couple more wins on my left, I feel like, than I do my right. Like, especially against men, like that's another gauge for me, is because a lot of guys will beat me right hand, but then left hand, like I can actually get some wins on some guys and like at practices sometime. And not that I count that as anything other than knowing that right-handed, I couldn't do that to them, but left-handed, I got something going on over here. So that makes me, just shows me that it's definitely not lacking at all. And I train it just as much as I train my right. And especially for this event, I'm going to be training it even more.
Okay, we got 2 questions right here, but hold the phone because I got one more thing. So you took 4th. And who finished above? You said Leanne, Merlene, and Danielle finished ahead of you.
Yep. Merlene went undefeated, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And then Leanne, and then me. Yeah.
So now this time around, it's going to be the other hand. You're not going, okay. And it's like going, I'm gonna get a W on one of y'all. So yeah, I mean, you go in there going, okay, you know who's in there. You know who you can beat. You know who you lost to. And now it's like, you know what? My eyes on the prize. First place and nothing else. And I get that. And it's like going, without giving away too much secrets. Question is, what's going to change this year from last year?
Just consistency, my training. When I lose, I don't like it very much at all.
Does anybody?
I don't want to lose again. So I'm going to keep training it. Obviously, we've got a spring, one of those Sabin springs. We ordered one of those. I'm just going to up my side pressure, just back pressure, just everything. I'm just trying to grow every facet of my hand and wrist.
Right.
So I'm going to be doing as much cupping as I can, as many curls as I can, and just try to come in a lot stronger and a lot more technical. So if I can grip up with a lot more people and get a lot more ready goes leading up to it, I think that'll also be good for me. So I'm going to try to arm wrestle a lot more time on the table.
And here's the deal, because with women, men, when they jump up in weight classes or jump down in weight classes, it creates, new opportunities. So Lucky, hate to bring you into this, but I'm going to have to for this. Lucky pulled in a different weight class last year. Now she's pulling a lighter class. So now all of a sudden, okay, she might be a curveball and throw a monkey wrench in everybody's plans, because now a lot of ladies looking at last year going, okay, this is who I got. Oh, wait, now Lucky's here. Okay, now I got to worry about her now. So, and she says,
the lineup's totally different, and she's strong. I just pulled with her today. She was actually traveling through, and I was at the gym getting a workout, getting some workout going, and I actually am starting to work there, help out, train there. So she was traveling through. I said, great, let's grip up. I know she has a super match coming up, both left and right hand. So we just took it not easy, but she felt really strong. I definitely would treat her just like any other athlete. When I pull up to the table, I'm not there to be friendly. Trying.
no, that's good. And she even said, you're going to be top 3 easily. You felt amazing today. So
that's really nice of her. She felt strong too. But I do feel like my left is going to do better than my right, and I'm going to be training really hard. So if I got no excuses if I don't finish top 3.
Right. My man Paul Cruz, East Coast, he's in the house. I'm pretty sure. Thanks for stopping by, Paul. I know you're going to be heading off to the 90% show momentarily. But another question from Katie. She says, how do you prep in between people during tournaments?
Oh, I try to relax as much as I can, because tournaments, okay, the MAC event, for example, it was so exciting. It was so fun to be there. I wanted to be there like early, and and you get these highs, you get these lows, your energy's up, and then all of a sudden you're just kind of like, oh, I need to relax. But then there's a really exciting match on. So I try not to be too involved with what else is going around. But sometimes it's hard not to. So I try. Sure, I got my protein in. Might even hit a little bit of like an energy drink with no sugar in it, or something like a pre-workout or something like that, leading up to my match if it's a long day. But I want to definitely make sure I'm hydrated. I'll be drinking water all day long, just trying to relax, and then of course, get nice and warmed up right before my match comes on.
There you go. And so, where else have you traveled? I mean, obviously you went to Canada, so that was good. Even though they're like just north of the border, I still consider that international competition. I'm sorry, that's just who I am. People may, say different, but where else have you competed at?
Yeah, I would love to pull, just to add to that, I would love to pull some Canadian women that are on the North America top 10. Like Ursula, I think is the only one. I've never pulled Tamara Miss. I'm looking forward to meeting her and pulling her. I know she's been in the sports for a long time. A couple of ladies are coming down from Canada, so I'm looking forward to that. And with that being said, I went to Texas State twice. Years, not that positive. I'm gonna say like 21 and 23, maybe.
Right.
I placed, second to Lee Aaron my first Texas State, so that was fun. TAL was good to us. And I've gone to, let's see, Florida. Florida State was my first ever tournament in 2020. I was not an arm wrestler then, so
gotcha.
December of 2020, I got second to Sarah Bachman. They just kind of reeled me in. I was like, yeah, I'll try it. But I found arm wrestling interesting. When I watched Doug, I was captivated by arm wrestling. So I was like, I can't believe this is a sport. I thought this was like a hillbilly thing that people do.
Well, okay. What captivated about the sport? What drew you in? Because, like what actually pulled you into the sport, because now once you stuck your toe in the water, you all up in there now. So you're like going, okay, I'm in it now.
Well, he's really exciting, Doug, whenever he pulls, and he just really got me kind of fired up about it because of his passion in it. And I think he could probably do that to anybody, just like a salesman, when you start to talk about your passion for the sport so much. And then he's like taking me to arm wrestling tournaments, and I'm meeting these nice people, and I'm, the one-on-one competition, it's like electric. I'm like, wow, there's so much going into that. They're trying to rip each other's arms off. Wow. So when I actually tried it for myself, and I was like, this isn't a team sport. This is just a one-on-one. You got yourself and your arm, and that's it. So let's see. You're going to test your frame and see who's stronger. I really liked that. I thought it was interesting.
Well, I mean, it's yeah, you're right. to a certain degree. I mean, it is a team sport until you walk on that stage, on that table, because when you train, you got your squad, your team, your whatever you want to call that. But and you try to make each other better. But once you get to that tournament, that venue, and then it's like, okay, here's the table, here's the stage. And then all of a sudden the bracketeers are running through the names in this class. I got Bethany Ritchey, got Leanne Wilson, and list goes on. And all of a sudden it's like going, oh, okay, it's showtime. And now the butterflies, you got to put them somewhere. And now it's just like, okay, my mind's right. Some people got their AirPods on, they're jamming to whatever they, trying to get their mind right and stuff. What you got going on?
Yeah, you always have a team back home, or who supports you, but it's all you. It's your power, it's your will. It's how deep are you going to dig when you're in a grinder and you're just not going to give up. And you see that a lot come out in some women, and that's the exciting part, I think, when you see them really digging down and not giving up, and who's just willing to push harder. Leading up to the match, I definitely like some music, and I'd like to get in a nice headspace. Probably say a couple prayers because I want to stay healthy.
Right.
While I'm enjoying, giving praise that I get to be where I'm at. I'm always super blessed, just for the opportunity. I'm so captivated by arm wrestling. I'm like in awe a lot of times. And I hear the arm wrestlers who say when they get up to the table, kind of everything they plan goes out the window, because it's like your name's called, you're on the table, and then, wow, that went by so fast. Can I have that match back?
You know what? Once you get, to a point in the sport where you pull long enough, everything kind of slows down, because when you first get there, you got these big eyes. You're like, oh my God. And all of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. Damn, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do get that sometimes. And, but that was like years ago. And now, when you've been to sport long enough, it's like, oh, okay, I get that. Shauna Wagner says good evening. So what's up, Shauna? So IFA, okay. You're shooting for that national title. And here's the thing, because you were asked earlier about how much time you take in between competition. I think Scott asked that. But now you got to wonder, is it enough time? Because you're going there, Dayton, Ohio, by the way, people, weekend of April 7th and 8th. So, or 6th and 7th, I think. But one has to wonder, you train for nationals, okay? Cool. Now, once nationals comes and goes, you only got a couple more weeks of whatever before you get ready for the round robin. So how you going to navigate that?
Yeah, that's something that I'm still weighing in my mind. Depending, you just can never really project how a tournament's going to go. I've been lucky, I guess, enough to stay healthy, and I try to be smart enough to stay healthy, I guess. But you just sometimes injury. That's why they're called accidents. So I don't know if I will pull left there. I might only pull right, depending on. Might be like a last minute decision, but I would hate to get injured, because the invitational is a really big deal to me as well. But I've never been to a IFA nationals either. So with it being right here in my backyard, I feel like it's a really good opportunity for me to go and test my strength as well. So at least if I don't pull left-handed, I will definitely pull right. I'm still debating about left.
Well, I mean, and I ain't trying to tell you what to do, because nobody knows your body better than you. But I will say this, though. You can, there's a way to kill two birds with one stone, right? You can go to nationals and go, you know what? I'm just going to pull right hand. Fuck it. But, wait. Okay, we're 29 minutes in. I can start cussing. So you could just say, fuck it, and then just go, hey, you know what? I'm saving this left because I got bigger fish to fry. I got to go to Tennessee, whip someone's ass, do what you do. You know what I mean? So there is a way you could pull it off where you're not overtraining or things like that, because you could train up to nationals and go, okay, I done put the finishing touches on this. Now it's time for me to go ahead and put it all together. Right hand, do your thing. And then it's like, all right, well, hey, I'm saving this. Ain't going to be no after pulling with this, because this is saved for the 24th. Yes or no?
Yeah, that was kind of Doug's take on it. He's like, if you want to go pull right, that's a good idea, but I wouldn't pull left. That's too close. And I'm ambitious and I want to push it, but I know I shouldn't. And I do have, like I said, these women that are coming to the Invitational are super strong at 154 pounds. It doesn't really get any better than the list that's coming. I think there's only 3 women from the top 10 in the Hook ranking who will not be in attendance.
Right.
And Lucky and I and a couple other Canadians, I think, are coming down. So I think it's going to be very good competition. I think it's going to be great.
Well, you know what? I had that list because I'm always saving stuff and then reposting it so people can look. So I'm going to read you this list, and there might be some changes. I don't know who dropped out, who stayed in. So here, let me read this list to you.
Okay.
Okay, so the 154 class, it reads Scarlett Jade, Bethany Ritchey, Kimberly Wood, Danielle Edmondson, Lucky Wood, Sarah Ray, Lauren Hughes, Christy Resendez, Elizabeth Mosick, Jesse Androvic, Peyton Pickering, Michelle Dugan. Now, Michelle Dugan was at the MAC too also, so, but I don't think she pulled left hand. But the 2 women that's in this round robin was also at the MAC that you were watching. You pulled one of them, and then Michelle was the other competitor. So just that list right there, it's like, okay, and we got some star-studded people in that. We got world caliber, international caliber in there. So what does that look like to you? When you see that list, you're kind of going, okay, you know what? Because now, and this is a huge opportunity to make some noise to where if I knock up this person, knock up that person, oh, check me out. Oh, look, now all of a sudden I'm rising in the ranks. Here I am. I'm doing this now. How does that work for you?
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal to me. I like to see my name moving up on the rankings. I know a lot of people don't care too much about them, but I'm impressed with them, I guess, for myself a little bit. It's a big deal to me just because I love the sport. It shows me that I'm actually progressing along the way, because if you do beat these women on there, let me tell you, they're strong and they're very good and they're deserving of a spot there. That's why their name is there. So if, obviously I'm going to turn up my training, leading into April of last year, I was training really hard. I was going even to the gym like twice a day. I got my diet on point. I was just trying to be as healthy as I could mentally and physically. And I'm going to do the same thing leading up to it left hand. I'm going to have my my diet dialed in. I'm going to just try to be as healthy as I can be. No injuries. I've really been pretty injury free since I started arm wrestling. I've hurt my left wrist when I pulled Deb Banyan.
Yeah.
So I was obviously newer into the sport. I think she was my first super match, and I lost to her. But anyways, I'm going to be training really hard. Like I said, I'm going to just try to come in the healthiest me. And I got to believe that I can win this. And I do believe in myself. And I think that true belief also is something that's important. A lot of these women, that's what I try to tell them, sometimes you just got to, be a little, delusional, I guess, in your own mind to think, but
Right.
don't believe in yourself, then, how are you going to climb to number 1? So.
No, I mean, and you have to. And I understand that, once you get to that upper echelon, now, hey, target's on my back. And you got to figure out, okay, well, how do I navigate this? How do I prepare for that? Because now everybody's coming at me, and when you're like, Elizabeth Mosick, she's the number 1 person, right hand. But since we're talking about in the Hook rankings, right? Let me go ahead and read you like just the rankings. You know what I'm saying? Are you ranked? Yes or no?
I'm not ranked. I've beaten some of those women on the ranking. But
that alone should get you up there. Like, what are we doing?
Left-handed, I'm not ranked, that is. But right-handed, I'm 8th. Right behind Danielle.
Yeah, so it goes like this. Right hand, right? We're looking at number 1, Elizabeth Mosick, Merlene, Tamara Mitz, Michelle Dugan at 4, Angela Matthews at 5. The other 5, the 6 through 10, Danielle, Leanne, yourself, Patrina Brooks, Ursula. So there's your top 10 right hand, right? In that 154 class. Now, this is where we start making noise, because the round robin's left hand. Therefore, as it seems, Elizabeth Mosick 1, Michelle Dugan 2. They're going to be in the round robin. You knock one of them off, trust me, you're going to get up there. Angela Matthews 3, Alexandra 4, Leerin 5, Layla Cornelson 6, Sarah Collins 7. She's also in it. Christy Resendez, she's in it. Merlene, Danielle, rounding out the top 10. So you have a mega opportunity to knock one of them ladies off going, hey, what the fuck we doing here? I just beat that person. Can a girlfriend get some love? Because that right there is a who's who in the rankings and stuff. And you beat a couple of those ladies, man, you got to be up there. Yes?
Yeah, absolutely. Leia's coming, I believe, now because Jesse Androsik is not attending the event. And I think maybe Scarlett might have dropped out and another woman replaced her. So I know a couple other women are going to be there. But yeah, I'm definitely looking to knock some of those ladies off that list or put my name in before theirs.
Yes, because like I said, the opportunity's there. You just got to go in there and take it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, and I'm sure Doug's going to be behind you, like going, all right, babe, do this. What does a super match look like in between matches when Doug's in your corner? Explain to us, what does that look like to you?
Right away, I know I'm going straight to him for advice. So that's a confidence boost right there. I'm like, all right, what should I do? I'm looking to him for answers to tell me how to win. Because a lot of times he'll be like, you need to wrist curl more or back more, or, he'll tell me exactly what I should be doing in a perfect world that should allow me to beat my opponent. So a lot of times he's, over there pep talking me, telling me to do this or do that, get my mind right, fire, be faster, get what I need in the setup. He's always just giving me some kind of advice, massaging my arm, usually making sure I'm in no pain,
Right. Well, it's a two-way street because Doug can see some things that you can't see, but you can witness things that Doug can't see.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, as far as that goes, Doug can say, hey, you need to go do this more. And you're probably going, I just can't, So then, okay, well, now we could try this,
right.
And that's where that communication that takes, is real important. And you kind of go, okay, I got you. How about we try this? How about we try that? Now, when it comes to super matches, and I guess you could say round robins too, give or take, you have a game plan, right? But, okay, if this doesn't work, then we have to go to plan B, and you might need a plan C in your back pocket. Does that work for you or no?
I guess sometimes, there's been a couple matches where I've pulled some women and then I could just not get their number. So, I just really think the setup's a big deal. And I really just have like a plan A and a plan B. And if that didn't work, then plan C is probably out the window.
Oh, never say never, though. Never say never.
I'll give it a shot. But yeah, my super matches actually have been all against North America top ranked women. And I haven't won them. They didn't pan out in my favor. So that's hard to admit, but yeah, Deb Banyan beat me 3-1. Danielle has beat me 3-0. And then I also had a super match with Angie Rose, and that was in Michigan. And we were just the only two women who showed up to the event. So we had like a spur of the moment super match, and she beat me. So I did get an opportunity to pull with these high class women. I mean, they're high caliber. I mean, they're amazing women arm wrestlers. So it's okay if I lose to them, I guess. But in my mind, I'm like, lost all three of those.
Well, I mean, okay, so I'll say this. Don't get too discouraged because look at the names you're falling to. These ain't no like those, Jessica come latelys. These are like legit ladies, you know what I'm saying? So don't hang your head. But at the same time, like, okay, you've pulled enough of these ladies enough times, like, okay, I'm knocking at the door. And sooner or later, somebody gonna answer that door. And that's when you bust through. That might come April. That may come, who knows? That may come at the Nationals. But outside of Nationals, which you know you're going to be at, outside of the round robin, which we know you're going to be at, what does the year 2025 have in store for Bethany?
Yeah, I hope that it's going to be a great year. I'm definitely, like I said, I'm going to devote a lot of my time to more arm specific training because I do like training in the gym. Uh, just bodybuilding, just trying to look better, feel better, be stronger. Obviously, strength is a big deal. But, you know, I just, I'm planning on definitely going to the IFA and at least pulling right-handed because it's here.
Mm-hmm.
Something comes up in between that, the round robin. I want to make it to Winterfest. I'm not sure if I'll make it over to that in between either.
Which one? Winter Blast?
Winter Blast. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, that's like late. Wow, that's late March. I think that might be
Yes. Yeah.
2 weeks before the Nationals.
So it's not the greatest timing either. So, there's events that I haven't been to that I really want to, and I've been invited to year after year, and I'm like, I got to get there. But the timing's bad, and it obviously was the year before too. That's why I didn't make it. I'd love to make it out to Washington and arm wrestle, at one of Tim's events. Ladies pull for free there, and he has a lot of talent coming
Yep.
up. That's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. I'm thinking about Michigan Arms, not that far away.
I mean, who doesn't want a gorilla statue? Come on. Hey, listen. Everybody want one of those. I think Danielle has one. She might have a couple.
Yeah, so definitely that's something I'm definitely trying to make it to this year. So other than that, if something pops up locally that's close, like within the next 3 hours and it's a good time, I might just head that way just to pull some more. Like I said, there's events that are happening around me, like in New Albany, down in Indiana. We go down and we practice sometimes with Caliber Arm Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
To a few of the arm wrestling practices they have on Tuesday nights, and with Brad Spine, and we go down and we practice there. They have events. Sometimes we go to that. There's another events going on in Michigan. Who knows if I'll make it to anything in between. I'm definitely going to try.
Right.
Yeah.
It's good to be busy, but I struggle with some of this more oftentimes than not. I know other people too, but I got to ask you, do you struggle with this? So, because my wife will tell me, babe, you can't go to all of them. You can't go to all the tournaments. So when you sit there, you kind of go, man, I want to go there. Oh, wait, that's 2 weeks away from this one, which is 2 weeks away from that one. And you got to go, okay, now you got a decision to make. It's like going, shit, which one do I go to? Have you ever felt like that before or been in that position?
Absolutely. I always feel like that. And that's how I feel about the Arnold that's going to be happening this year. I'm like, oh, you know what? I didn't qualify for the Arnold, and I really wanted to do that in 2025. And everyone's like, oh, there's still one more qualifier left. I'm like, I know, but I don't know if I can make it.
Okay, so the last chance qualifier, which happens to be at the same weekend of the Knuckles Up 5, January 25th. That's pretty close, a few weeks. So, there is that. They got the last chance over there. To think registration for those that qualified already was due on New Year's Eve, and now, except for the last chance qualifier. But, I mean, it's hard, because you're kind of going, damn, which one do I go to? And I've been in situations where, all right, I'm going to this one. And then you go there, you find out, oh, damn, I should have went to that one. Has that ever felt like that to you before?
Yeah, especially for ladies, you try to find out which one has women that show up in your weight class. For me, I will pull one class, an open class if I have to. Obviously, I'm going to pull, but I would prefer to pull in my own weight class. So if I can pull someone, 154 or under, that's great. So a lot of times I'll oh, we went to this tournament and guess what? No ladies showed up. So I had to pull the guys, but.
And you're kind of going, damn it, because it's like, I think this is where the ladies need to communicate more. Like, hey, I'm headed to this tournament. Is anybody going? What do you think? I'll go if you go. That way, it's another way of supporting one another. You know what I mean? And besides, you get this camaraderie where it's like, hey, we cool off the table, but hey, it's time to get down to business when we have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I honestly feel about all the ladies in arm wrestling. There isn't really any that I've met that I was like, oh, I don't like her. I don't want to talk to her. Some of them, we don't have to agree on everything to have a mutual respect for their strength and for their passion for the sport. And if they're putting in the effort and they're putting in the time, I mean, how can I not respect them? So, and a lot of them, like I said, I admire. I looked to them when I first got in the sport, and I thought, well, this is what they do, so maybe this is what I should do. And and Doug's also helped me along the way so much because he knows. So I didn't really have to reach out to so many of them for what they do. I guess like I didn't have to fangirl 100%, but I'm a really big fan of women arm wrestling. Of course, I'm a woman. I love to see other women arm wrestling, and I think it's really exciting.
Right. Well, even Shauna Wagner says, you won a gorilla, one of the coolest trophies I have. See, so what is the Michigan States? Does anybody know? Somebody let us know if you're in the chat what exactly Michigan States are, because that is one of those bucket list tournaments I would want, because I sit there and I was talking to Sarah Wilson, and she had went to Michigan State, and she also went to the Ottawa Open, and they got these big old statues and stuff. I'm thinking, and what the hell's going on up north? I'm like, man, Shauna says June 28th, she thinks. So
yeah, so I'm definitely going to try to make it to that, because I know there's some strong women who show up to that. I heard they had quite a larger, I think they have 3 different weight classes too for ladies, so there's a good variety. Yeah.
Well, it makes a big time. I think they hold that thing inside of a arena, like some kind of hockey arena or something like that. But yeah, it's one of those tournaments where it's like going, man, I gotta get one. Yeah. So all you ladies that live in the Ohio area, you ain't that far from Michigan, so.
No, yeah, those gorillas are pretty tight.
John says yes. Oh, here we go. Yes, 3 classes at Kellogg Arena. So there you go. So, hey, that ain't too far. I don't know how far Michigan State's is from Ohio, but it's doable. It's doable.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I'm thinking about going to. Definitely something that's on my schedule. Sometimes with work, we end up traveling, and that prohibits my schedule. And so depending on that, but right now we plan on kind of being in Ohio for at least the next 6 months. But you never know. We could get a call like next week and say, hey, come on down to Texas. You just never know what might pop up with us with work.
Oh, you never know. You might get a phone call from Ian Carnegie going, hey, what's up? You never know, because you said, hey, they gave me a call. I'm headed back there. You never know, because, hey, Bethany, you and Paul, what are you doing on this date? And you're like, you know what? Not a whole hell of a lot. Why? What you got? And then negotiations are up, are going right there. So
yeah, absolutely. I already told him. I said, don't count me out left. I said, I know I didn't do that great right against Danielle. I thought I would have more for, because I did crack her wrist back with the right hand invitational, but then she just plowed through me in the strap after we slipped, and I thought I was going to have more for her, but she was super strong that day. I guess I just got to get stronger.
Well, at least that wrist is crackable. Wait, is that a word? Crackable? Well, I mean, at least you're able to kind of get that. Lucky says yes, 3 classes, 140, 160, and 161, and basically 160 and over. So, yeah. So now you can sit there and go, 140, huh? Okay, well, if I'm pulling the 154s, I'm there.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind cutting to the 140 classes. I've definitely pulled in 140s before, so not too bad. Like I said, I just need to keep my diet in check, and I can definitely get there.
Well, there you go. So what else you got going on, man? As far as arm wrestling goes, because, how do you, because you said work, right? And I get that. We all are working, adults and stuff. We're trying to juggle arm wrestling in life, and it might be easier for you because your significant other, Doug, is also in it, so it kind of works easier, but when you juggle work, life, arm wrestling, and you can split arm wrestling into two things: training and travel with tournaments and stuff. I know it can be a handful. One thing I like to do, and I'm not saying anybody should do this, but I like to kind of map myself out. Kind of go, okay, I got this going on, I got that going on. When you train, just to train is one thing. When you train because you got something coming up, it's a little bit different. Do you agree, disagree?
Yeah, I agree because you know that it's coming. So it's just like a constant. Even when you're sitting on the couch, you probably want to be squeezing something. It's
Yeah.
just mentality too. You're getting ready for competition, so it's a big deal. It's like a build up, and like we spoke about, it's not a team sport really. When you get up there, you only have yourself. So you're either strong enough or technical enough or both, obviously. In some cases, you're going to definitely need to be top of your technical ability and your strength. So I think leading up to when a big event's coming up, there's a lot of preparation going into it on my end anyways.
Right. And that's good because then it's like going, okay, when to kind of go, okay, I'm not feeling good. I'm kind of sore. I'm not going to push it because if I push too hard, then I get injured. Now I got a setback. And then how long is the setback? And will that affect me if I got an event coming up? So you really, one has to, listen to their body. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. And I do a lot of therapy. We have, massage gun, and we do some hot and cold therapy, like get like a medium sized trash can maybe and just fill it up with cold and hot water. And if you, do that, some cold showers here and there, I think that stuff helps with, the recovery as well.
Right.
Free sleeves. We have free sleeves. We like them, and we use those a lot too.
Okay. So one last question about your training. So I've seen some of your stuff, and you train like, okay, I'm putting on the power, Training, like gym time or table time, which do you like and why?
I like gym time. And I think I like it more because I can see myself by numbers and by reps and progress. Obviously, you see in the mirror. I need to probably like table time more
Mhm.
and do it more. In all honesty, I should probably just spend more time, and that's going to be my goal leading up to this too. I like the gym, and I like knowing that I'm getting strong. So if I can do this many pull-ups with a neutral grip, that simulates a lot of the style of arm wrestling, neutral grip pull-ups, and I know I'm getting really strong strength wise, and table time, I think I lack on, and I need to do that a little bit more. I need to enjoy it a little bit more.
Oh, don't feel too bad. I think some of us, there's tons of ways to approach this sport, and there's tons of ways to approach practice. Some people are like, hey, I don't do a lot of gym time, I do a lot of table time. Some people are on the opposite ends of the fence where it's like, hey, I got to do that because maybe I don't have the numbers like I used to have, or I don't have the numbers at all to get that table time. So now I got to rely on that, or if you're lucky enough, you get the best of both worlds, So I do recognize that. And the thing is, though, is that when it comes down to it, there's no one particular way to train for the sport. If we did, then, we'd all be a bunch of walking androids, right? And it's always the strongest person win and the biggest person will win, but that's not always the thing, How much pressure do you feel when you go to these tournaments and go to these super matches? I mean, is the butterflies there or what we doing?
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because leading up to this, I did a podcast, and they're like, well, how do you feel about being on your first pay-per-view? And I was like, I wasn't even really at my mind.
It
And
didn't hit you yet, right?
Yeah, because you want to do good and you hold yourself, accountable. And if you're formidable enough to compete with these high level athletes, you want to put on a good show. So there is a lot of pressure on you to do good. And especially for me, because it's, I'm a sore loser. And if I'm going all out at something, I want to be the best. And you know, it's a lot of pressure on you, I think. But I try to remain calm, cool, and collective. But I definitely still get worked up a little bit. And I hope to get more comfortable with that. Like I said, I've been using the spring more, and I've been definitely walking up to the table and getting familiarized with the table way more.
Right.
Past year, I've been on the table a lot more. And now I'm just like, okay, I bumped it up last year. Now this year, I need to double that, for the technical wise and technique wise. Just be at the table all the time, get familiar with the table, be comfortable at the table at all times. So.
Right. Well, my man Dan Plexman, he stopped by about a year ago around this time. He's from Canada. He says, led to the show. Hey, Bethany. Hey, Jody. Welcome to the show. I got one last question, and it's going to be the question of all questions. My goal this year is to end the question with this, right? For all my guests. Who is that one person you want that match with? Because you can pick any person you want, right, to have this match with. But there's that one person where you kind of go, I don't want this match. I need this match. Just for your own personal preference, who would that be? Ball's in your court.
Well, I guess I didn't really put too much thought into it. You got me on the spot. Elizabeth Mosek.
Yes.
Yeah, left-handed.
Okay, hey, you're going to get your crack at her because I'm telling you, April, springtime. So if it's that one person, you really want to match with, it's like going, okay, you the one. You the one. And I want to say this because I hope this doesn't happen to the ladies, but sometimes it happens to the guys. It is what it is. You have to understand when sign up to be in these round robins, I don't want to hear this, oh, well, if I was fresh, damn that. You knew what you're signing up for. So whether first match, middle match, last match, whatever, everybody going to have the same amount of matches, which means everybody going to be cooked or whatever. So, you get that win on one of those caliber ladies I just mentioned earlier in the show, yes, there ain't no more amateur. You can get rid of that. I think you're there already. You're just knocking at the door. You're trying to find out, you got to get in where you fit in. And it's going to happen at some point. Trust me. Hell, it may happen at Nationals. May happen there. You never know. But I think, Bethany, all in all, the way I see it, yes, you've lost to some great athletes, but you are there. You are there. And, I don't know what you do when you go home after these matches. You go home, watch the tape, look at it over and over again and go, okay, I know where I messed up, whether it be foot placement, whether it be the setup, whatever the case may be. I know you break stuff down and go, okay, I know what not to do next time. I know what to do this time around, all that kind of stuff. I think you're right there. Lucky said it, easy top three, right? So we just got to sit there and put it all together. So I can't wait. Some way, somehow, I'm going to find a way to watch it if it's on pay-per-view or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to be excited. But anything else you want to add to the show there?
I really appreciate it. Like I said, it's been a blessing. I love arm wrestling. I love the community, the camaraderie. It's a really fun sport, and I'm just thankful to be a part of it. And I love that women arm wrestling is growing. Let's keep it growing. And I'm just going to keep knocking at that door and keep training hard and see what I can make happen. So thanks.
So, question, do we know who's pulling who in the first round?
No, I think they pull names out of a hat later on and they'll release that. It's really exciting when they do. They usually do a YouTube live event and they'll go ahead and tell you who we're matched up with. And then they'll get the paper sent out through Facebook usually.
Can you see this comment? So Lucky goes, Danielle versus Michelle, 7-minute grinder. Liz versus Bethany, 8-minute grinder, both in the first round, makes life easier for the rest of us. And I'm laughing because you know what? That could just happen, actually. So, it could happen.
Everybody gets in a grinder, so their day's easier. Trust me, I know that.
It could be. And the thing about that is that, you got to remember, you got to pull everybody, but everybody got to pull you too. So, like I said, a lot of it depends on where you in tournaments. It's about, okay, who's in my bracket? Well, you don't have to quite worry about that. It's all about who I got first, who I got last, and everything else in between is just details, right?
Yeah.
So,
any easy rounds, like right-handed, I will say there was a couple I was like, oh, this may be an easier round because these women are only 20 pounds lighter than me, so I think this will be good. But I don't think left hand there's going to be very many easy rounds.
No, I mean, even Shauna Wagner, hey, could someone give Sarah Wilson a grinder for her too? I tell you what, though, because things can happen. What if, Michelle Dugan, Elizabeth, I mean, they all just, Danielle, Leanne, they all sat there and they were just grinding out the first few rounds. In the last round, then it's like, okay, you get one of them, like, all right, how worn out are you?
Right.
Or you could make some noise, and who knows, the last round might be you and Lucky. We don't know. I mean, y'all going to be drawing them out of a hat and going from there, so we don't know. But I tell you this, though, it's going to be fun one way or another, and this is where strategy comes into play, because how some tournaments are where it's like, okay, I'm going to just lay down so I can come back to whatever. Ain't going to be, I guarantee you, ain't nobody laying down for nobody. No, ma'am, not in this.
Yes, I was vicious at the right hand, and obviously I needed to be more because I didn't take number one, but I definitely went in all focused and just trying to be meaner and just take everything that I could.
I mean, you can sit there in that mind frame, and, when I say this, ladies, I say it with love and all respect. But if Bethany's probably going, all right, I'm knocking these bitches out today. I mean, come April, I mean, your mind got to be like that. I'm fucking all these bitches up today. Fuck y'all. You have to think like that. Yeah. It ain't personal. It's just like, look, that's first place. Get the fuck out of my way. When it's all said and done, hey, we can sit there, shoot the breeze, whatever the case may be. But right now, you're in the way. Get the fuck out. So sometimes you got to have that mentality to kind of get through this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, leading up to it, like, it's exciting when you're seeing everybody showing up, but I don't want to really buddy with anybody, okay? I want to wait until after the tournament's over, and then I want to hang out. I want to tell them what I admire about them. I want to find out about them, what they do to train. I want to shoot the shit and chat with them. But, leading up to it, I'm not really trying to be buddy with my opponent. It's hard not to because you like them so much, but you're just in that mind state where it's like it's all business. It's not that you're being mean, but it's not that you're being nice. It's just all about I'm competitive.
That's why I have a rule. Business first, celebrate second.
That's it. That's a good one to have. Yep.
That's just my rule of thumb because I'm trying to get somewhere. But when I am officially eliminated, then I can just kind of let my hair, well, not my hair, but I can just kind of let my hair down. And just go, okay, now it's fun, Jody. Hey, what's up? Let's go get a beer. What's up? Now it's fun, Jody time. But until then, it's like, if I'm still mathematically in it, you damn right. Fuck everybody else. I'm trying to get this win,
They're just the person in between your championship. That's it. So there's only one thing separating you, and it's them. You gotta, get them.
Are y'all pulling for like a crown or what?
No crown. I don't think so. I don't know what we would be pulling for. Last time was money.
Right.
Do they give a belt? I don't think so. I don't think they're doing.
Oh, damn. If y'all got a belt, woo, man, can you imagine? Because then you got to bring that bad boy back next year. That means you get to keep that thing the entire year. Drew 24, what's up? So, like, I got this Aries Spartan helmet back there. I thought about saying, hey, Corey, can I just put this thing up for grabs? Me and this somebody pull for it just to keep it going around, keep it cool. You know, so if y'all had a crown or some stuff, I don't know who's putting the event on. I don't know if they're watching, but think about that. Y'all have a crown.
That's a cool idea.
You know, hey, this is mine till next year. I'm the queen. I don't give a damn what rank you are. I beat your ass. I'm the queen. Bow down.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I do like how they're doing like belts and things like that. You know, that would be cool. The crown. Nobody's ever mentioned that to me before. It's very fitting, seeing how we're ladies.
Or what it could, you can get a crown, right? Or, you know, and have like a this plaque on there, you know, like little bitty gold plaques, and have your name engraved on it for the year you won.
Oh, that's a great idea. I could just imagine the arm wrestling arms on there. Those are pretty cool.
Hey, just like if Bethany Ritchey happens to win the left hand, guess what? 2025, Bethany Ritchey. Okay, guess what? It's mine, but I got to bring it back next year because I got to defend my crown. You know, then whoever wins 2026 is so and so and so, and the list goes on. That'd be kind of cool because then it circulates. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what Louisiana State does. They have a belt, not a crown, though. They got a belt, and they put your plaque on there in the year, your name, and the year that you won the Louisiana State. I've won it.
Yes.
Whenever I was there, when I lost to Deb Banyan, I won Louisiana State. So that was cool. I got to keep the belt for a year. So if they did something like that, put your name on there, the year you won, keep it for the year, represent it, take pictures in it, eat your dinner in it.
Yeah. I see. Check this out. I got a cup trophy. I went to Canada last year, and it was their version of East versus West. It was called North versus South, and you know, we won the South, because we took on the Canadians up there, and so of course, I won, and then I got the cup, right? So I'm drinking beer out of the cup and celebrating that kind of stuff, whatever. I thought that was kind of cool, but yeah, you
I got a cup too at the Invitational. They did give us cups. That was something that they gave us at the Invitational. Other than the money, they gave us cups.
See that?
And
there it is.
I ordered a hoodie off of Brandy Bell, and I think she's from Michigan too. And this is the Invitational. It has my name on it. North American big orange bash. Had all of our names on the side. Got a shirt too, so there were some things that was up to order that I'm gonna keep forever.
and you got to, like, I got a hoodie that was made. Matter of fact, you got about 10 seconds.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I got it. Woo, man.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. She did the 155 plus names that competed, and the 154. So. Had a Brandy Bell. I'm sure she'll be doing the next Invitational hoodie as well.
Since we're showing clothing and stuff, so this is where I went to last year. You know what this is, right?
Nice.
Yeah. It's Arm Wars, right? So we got our custom made hoodies. And so on the back, I don't know if y'all can see this. So yeah.
Sweet. Is that your face? Yeah.
That's me right there. So
that's sweet.
So this is where you kind of go, oh, okay. Now there's no amateur tag on you, missus. Okay. So when you start getting hoodies and stuff like that, custom made with your name on the back, ain't no more of this amateur nonsense. Tell you that now. So
yeah, when I saw my name on the ranking, the North America in the hook, I was like, okay, I think I'm finally getting somewhere. That's great.
Yes. And then you got to go, okay, now you got to sustain that, right? So let's just say, I know I'm keeping you longer than I should. I apologize. It's like, hey, it's easier to get the number one than to stay number one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to definitely, some people say be picky about the events that you go to. Don't be sore. Don't go and lose your place at a 154 tournament because you were sore and you wanted to go pull so bad. You could have been pulling, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. It's Friday night. I know it's about 9:00 over there, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you get on to start your weekend and stuff. But I just want to say, Happy New Year. Thank you for taking time out tonight to come on the show so we could just sit there and talk shop, right?
Been great. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, man. Good luck. I'll be looking forward to see what you got going on. I keep my eyes on the women division. I keep my eyes on. I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and get this stuff going, you know. So, Bethany, tell Doug I said, what's up? We're gonna have to do this down the road sometime. What I want to do is probably get a lot of you girls on there as we get closer to the round robin. As long as we get closer to that, have a bunch on. Like, first episode is gonna be this many. Second episode is gonna be the rest of them. I want to do something like that just to see, you know, pump this thing up. You know what I mean? So if you're interested, let me know. I'll go ahead and get this thing all dialed in. What do you think?
I think it sounds great. I would appreciate it. I love how you're promoting women arm wrestling and you're always supporting us. So thanks, Jody. I think all the ladies would love to join us and get on here and chat. So I look forward to talking to you then. If I don't speak to you then, good luck in 2025.
Yes, ma'am. Take care of yourself and train hard, stay healthy, be smart. We will talk to you down the road.
Thanks. Same to you. Bye.
See you later.